Okay, so let's create a rolling forecast. So I'm in Google Chrome and you're looking at Essatto's web-based dashboard and reporting area. And I've opened some reports and dashboards already that you can see on the page. So just to give you a bit of background about the data that's already in the system, we've got 11 months worth of actuals that have come from Odoo. They're in dark blue. You can see that those actuals are appearing across the 3 different companies. And we've got 12 months worth of forecast, which is appearing in the light blue colour. And what we don't have though is a view of our year-end position. So we know what our 12 months for budget are, and we know what our 11 months for actuals are. But what we need is to basically sum those 11 months worth of actuals with that remaining 1 month of budget to give us a year-end position. But give us a year-end position with all the detail that we need to do analysis around these numbers. So right now I'm just looking at a high-level view of my sales information by company. I'm just going to drill into some more detail. So if we have a look at this information in more detail, you can see that I've got my actuals split by company, etc. Let's just focus on the US, for example. So I'll go keep only US. We can look at a particular month. So maybe we'll look at February. And if I open up some of these other panes, I can change the layout if I need to. I can bring in more information, so I can split or filter this information by customer, by salesperson, and by product, for example. So let's do that. Let's bring in our product categories. I'll just double click that. I'll move scenario to the column. So scenario in Essatto basically denotes all your different types of variants, what ifs that you want to do. So in this example, I've got my actuals, which are coming from Odoo, and I've got a budget scenario that's been previously created, and we can look at those side by side now. I can very easily turn that into a chart if I need to, and I can change the layout of this to suit my needs basically from this point. So I might, for example, make this a multi-chart view by product. I've created some other charts to just give you a quick example. So you can create heat maps. The hot selling products, I guess, are or makes of products are Dodge, Chevy, and Jeep. You can see that they're the bigger red squares. And in Europe, for example, if we scroll down a little bit, Mercedes. Just some other examples of variants by body type of vehicle, for example. So you can see that coupes are the biggest seller across the board. Fuel type, so most of the vehicles that have been sold are gasoline or diesel. I've got a budget in the system. You can see that in dark blue, so there's the 12 months worth of budget. And now what I'm showing you is the start of our rolling forecast. So I've already, to save time for the demo, brought in my 11 months worth of actuals, and you can see those appearing there in light blue. But we still don't have that year-end position in terms of that last month of budgets reflecting the forecast. So let me just go across to the data area of Essatto, and I'll take you to fast budgets. So you can see that to build up the budget, I ran a lot of different what ifs. I'm going to show you how to create one of these what ifs in the next exercise. And what I've done so far for the forecast is I've seeded it with those 11 months of actuals from this year. And now what we're going to do is seed or populate the month of June for the forecast using what the current budget figure is. So I'll just run that. Okay, so that's now completed. I'll go back to my report, and hopefully what we see is a forecast figure come through that's identical to my budget at this stage. So I'll just refresh this report. Okay, so that's gone through, and that looks like it's worked. So we can see that for each company, we've now got our last month populated with the same information as budgets, which we're going to adjust shortly, by the way, which means that we should now be able to refresh our year-to-date report to see what our year-end position is now. Okay, so you can see for USA, it looks like our year-end position is going to be about 3.8 billion. So that's two scenarios there that you're looking at, budget and forecast, but you can create many scenarios in Essatto. So I'll just show you quickly how that occurs. And by the way, everything that I've done so far is end user driven. It's not, or it doesn't require developer effort. So I'm just going to go into the hierarchy section of Essatto. Let's have a look at scenario, which is a common filter across all of the measures in Essatto typically. And you can see at the moment we've only got 3 scenarios. We've got actual, budget and forecast. So if we wanted to create a budget best case, worst case, etc., that's all fairly easy to do. All I do is right click, go create, and maybe I want to create one called budget best. I'll call it budget best case. I'll add it in between budget and forecast. And there you go.